In April 1483, Edward IV died suddenly. England did not just lose a king, it lost stability. The crown passed to his son, Edward V, a boy of only 12 years. Edward was not weak. He was intelligent, educated, and legally crowned king. But a child on the throne frightened powerful men. England was tense. Nobles whispered of chaos. Old rivalries stirred again. Into this uncertainty stepped Edward's uncle, Richard, Duke of Gloucester. He spoke calmly. He promised protection. He said he would guard the young king for the good of the realm. And so Edward, along with his younger brother Richard of Shrewsbury, was taken to the Tower of London. At that time, the Tower was not yet a symbol of terror. It was a royal residence. Kings had lived there before. At first, there was no fear. People saw the boys playing in the courtyard. They leaned from windows. They laughed like ordinary children. For a brief moment, England felt reassured. Then, the laughter stopped. Days passed, then weeks. No one saw the boys any more. No announcements were made. No explanations were offered. Silence replaced certainty. Soon after, their uncle crowned himself Richard III, and suddenly the story changed. Overnight, the princes were declared illegitimate. Their right to the throne vanished. Their very existence became inconvenient. They were never seen again. London whispered. Some said their uncle had ordered their deaths. Others blamed rival nobles acting in secret. No one spoke loudly, but everyone suspected something terrible. 200 years later, workers renovating the tower made a discovery. Beneath a staircase, they found 2 small skeletons, wrapped in cloth, hidden carefully, unmarked. Many believed they had found the princes at last. Centuries later, when science offered a chance to test the remains, permission was refused. No DNA tests, no final answers. And so the question remains, why refuse, unless the truth is still too dangerous? To this day, the princes in the tower remain England's most haunting royal mystery. But they were not the only ones. Medieval England was ruthless. Power did not pass gently. It was seized. Royal children were not just heirs. They were threats, future rivals, seeds of rebellion, reasons for civil war. So they were removed quietly. Some fell suddenly ill. Some were sent to monasteries and never returned. Some were exiled to foreign lands and forgotten. Others met harsher ends. Many royal children died young, buried quickly, recorded vaguely, if at all. Chroniclers were paid. Records were rewritten. Truth was shaped to serve power. Then came the Wars of the Roses. For decades, England bled. Lancaster and York fought endlessly for the crown. Every victory raised the same terrifying question. What about the enemy's children? Even infants with royal blood were dangerous. Some were imprisoned for life. Some disappeared without trace. Some were executed once they grew old enough to matter. All it took was one surviving child to restart a war. So mercy became rare. Royal daughters suffered in a different way. They were married as children, sometimes at 6 or 7, sent across seas to foreign courts, separated from family, used to seal alliances they did not understand. Many died in childbirth before reaching adulthood. Others lived trapped in political marriages they could never escape. If a daughter's marriage failed to serve power, she was forgotten. Her story ended quietly. History books celebrate kings and battles. They rarely mention children who died before coronation, infants removed from succession, young heirs erased from records. Why? Because acknowledging them would expose murder, betrayal, and stolen crowns. Royal history needed to appear clean. So the children were removed, not only from life, but from memory. Even today, some royal archives remain closed. Some graves remain untested. Some questions remain unanswered. Because admitting the truth would mean admitting this: England's monarchy was not built only with crowns and castles. It was built on silence, the silence of children who never lived long enough to speak. So when you look at a castle, remember this. Behind those stone walls were children who never chose power, never chose war, never chose death. They were born royal, and that alone sealed their fate. History moved on, but their stories are still waiting to be told.